Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another second and 10 NCAA tournament. And we're going to be doing something very special. We're going to be doing the 2010s plus tourney season schedule. We did a pre 50s tournament, we did a 50s tournament, a 60s tournament, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And now we want to complete the 18. We're going to do a World Cup tourney that, you play home and away against 8 teams. And then they'll be all decided by what we call geographical things. Anyhow, so we got 16 teams that, their best team was from the 2010s onwards. I know a lot of people will say Indiana should be on this list for the 2025 team, but because second and 10 doesn't have any NCAA past 23, sorry, I can't do that. So anyway, we got 8 matches for you. Of course, we do the old red zone trick. I know we don't have pretty much a game of the day. I think Cincy and Stanford would be probably the game of the day. So that means we go from east to west. If you can. James Madison's close to Virginia. Yep. So we start with Western Michigan versus James Madison. Pivot, Jalen Black, bring back Elijah Surratt, Reggie Brown, Phoenix Sproles, and Zach Werner. Receivers, O-line, Deshaun Wyatt, Cole Potts, Tanner Morris, Carter Miller, Tyler Stevens. For Western Michigan, Keon Adams, David Curl, Andre Turner, Eric Osola, and D-line, Caleb Bailey, Asante Brown, and Robert Spillane. Linebackers, for DBs are Sam Beal, Justin Brooks, and Justin Tranquil, and Darius Phillips. James Madison went on that roll. They won the Sun Belt. They were considered they got to the final this year, but this season, that season is not outbuilt.
First down. Flag on the play. Encroachment. Defense. First down. First down.
Taylor Martin, Jackson Day, John Keeloy, Luke Jerica, Chuka Oakville for our defensive line. For James Madison, D-line, Michael Kummerow, James Carpenter, Jerry Green, Eric Puma. Linebackers, Neil Walker, Altola, Montgomery, Green Fisher, and Garris Jones. Chauncey Logan, Francis Meehan, Drake Thomas, and D'Angelo Ponder. For Western Michigan, this was the team that went to the Cotton Bowl 11-0. Got into the BCS playoffs. So this is the best team of the group of 5, not the Power Cup, but the group of 5. So they got to
flag on the play. Illegal contact. Defense. First down. First down. Flag on the play. False start. Offense.
On an extra point.
This is good. Touchdown.
This game's
The extra point is good. Strat 167 receiving, Brown 119 receiving, Son Laden owns 500 yards running. Suttrell 25 to 32, 224, 3 touchdowns. Flacco, I think Joe Flacco's nephew, but it was 3. Yeah, so it was kind of a blowout. Western Michigan did have a pick 6, if you will. Drives, 3 red zone trips for Western, 6 for Madison, all, well, false. Recap and all that. Well, Palmer, Walker, and Austin all out for James Madison. They don't care, they won. Alright, so we have James Madison. Now we're going to Alabama. Yes, we are. So Auburn versus Troy will be next on the list. Troy, Auburn is my turn. He's a pivot. Michael Dunn run spell. Terrell Zachary, Darwin Adams, and Henry Rick receive the ball. Brandon Mosley, Mike Barely, Ryan Pill, Brian Diesel, Luciamba on the line. D-line for Troy. Richard Jupiter, Will Calor, Buda Jones, I don't even use your Jackson, KJ Robertson, Caleb Thomas, and Carlton Marshall for the linebackers. Brady Stewart, TJ Harris, Fred Slocum, and Rashai Fletcher are your DBs. Auburn, this was the team that won the national title game against Oregon. And a tight one, because that actually was big, because if you remember Michael Dyer seemingly down at the 30, and then all of a sudden he ran for 20 more yards, and everyone's like, what the hell? But he was actually down. But he was on top of the defender, which means he was not completely down. Troy's got the ball. Gunnar Watson at pivot. Giovanni Fidel, your running backs. Deontay Johnson, Rajay Johnson, Deshaun Steinmeier, your receivers. Deontra Lewis is your tight end. O-line. Grant Betts, DeAndre Butler, Jake Andrews, Daniel Pittman, Western Steve. Get him. Auburn's D-line. Bernard Carter, Stanley, McFurley, and Bosa Boy. Linebackers. Aaron Bates, Josh Vines, and Craig Stevens. Devon Washington, Zach Everidge, Demetrius McNeil, and Nico Ford.
by Chris Davis, but I think that was for 15. Yes, it was. Right?
Flag on the play.
Illegal motion.
Offense.
Offense.
Defense can't do that.
Timeout defense.
21-13. Troy has only one timeout left.
First down.
Close one. Troy actually gave him 21-13 Auburn beats Troy. So Troy may have lost, but they only lost by 8. Watson 17 for 30. Touchdown. Dyer 135 for Auburn, 2 touchdowns. Meaning 3 for a touchdown to Eddie Blake. And they went, 21-13. So, drives, everywhere drives. So there's such a recap. Good. But Lexington, the tight end, is not incredible. But that's okay. Alright, so off to Kentucky now. And then we're going to head to Kent. So Oklahoma State versus Western Kentucky. Justin Gilbert, that's not Justin Gilbert. Daytron Lowe, Markel Martin, and Margaret Brown, your DBs. So yeah, this is after the round, this after
First down. First down.
Flag on the play.
Personal foul. Defense. First down.
good. It's good. That kick is good. Kick is good.
First down.
It's good. It's good.
Motion, Nelson pushback should come in.
Touchdown.
Pick six. Well, this game is over.
That kick is good.
So close.
First down.
Dowdy 22-17 touchdown. Fishback 1 for 2 with the pick 6. Van with the interception. Two guys at 100 yards receiving, Blackman and Moore. Leading 13 for 41, 4-10, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. You know, split 2013 at the half. It's like, okay, Western Kentucky is going to make a game out of it. Random. Then things happen. Fourth quarter, 4 touchdowns. Whedon touchdown, Whedon the Anderson touchdown, Randall. And then a pick 6 by Hitchback, 15-13. Just doing. Look at all those red zone trips. 10 of them. And the only one that failed was at the end of the fucking game. Yeah, Western Kentucky. 5 turnovers. All right, on to Kent. They take on South Carolina. South Carolina. Spencer King by pivot. Trayvon. Durham. We got fresh bow. Sam Miller. Fresh bow. Virgil back. Right receiver. Okay, that's right. Jake Fleetwood. Josh Kleinfeld. Up. Matt McShane. Right in the touchdown. South Carolina D-line. Melvin Ingram. Trayvon Robinson. Chelsea Burrows. And Taylor.
Veteran Flowers, Paul Jack Wilson, linebackers, Stephen Gilroy, yep, Portugal, JT, DJ Spencer. So let's go to Kent.
Flag on the play.
Clipping.
Offense.
Offense.
There's no such thing as the
First down. First down. Timeout defense.
29-24.
Timeout defense.
Flag on the play.
False start. Offense.
Flag on the play.
Encroachment. Defense.
What a mistake. That's a
First down.
Yes, it is. That play. Rogers, yeah. He was picked for South Carolina because that's their all-time team. Marcus Lattimore, 2 touchdown runs. South Carolina, he's your hero. Kenton turned the ball over. So Jordan turned the ball 4 times, though what? Well, the passing would keep 6 for 21, 93 yards. He's not good. Shaw 106 running and 182 passing, so that's good. That's good. And my namesake at 49 yards receiving. So, yeah, Salter had to pick 6 to make it 24-23, and then Lattimore got the touchdown. They went for 2 missed. Look at all those drives by South Carolina. 4 red zone trips. Can't stay free. So anyway, South Carolina wins 29-24. Well, that Lattimore, 9 and Durban, yeah. All right, so we're gonna head to the U of Ohio. Oregon comes to town, and then it'll be Mexico. I don't know. Oregon 21. Marcus Mariota at pivots, the future Titans quarterback. Michael James, good running back. Jeff Mayer, Drew Davis, and the visitor Trny. O-line. Aaron Williams, Mark Asper. Jordan Holmes, Carson Ward. Tyza, IL D-line. Chris Myers, Kyle Jones, Neil Hunter, and Jeremy Scott. Linebackers, Alfonso Lewis, Travis Carey, Josh Christoph, Joe Morrison. Yeah, as I said in my Auburn thing, this was the team that went to the national championship in 2010 and lost 22-19 the last time in a long time. I know everyone's saying, what about the 2014 for Oregon? Remember the time they moved Florida State? Yeah, in the Rose Bowl. I didn't buy the 2014 season. I bought the 2015 season. But I didn't buy 2014, which pissed me off. But take it as it is. I'll buy it. Sure. And with all the hustle and fuss of getting those college football seasons in play and then me not losing any of my data for 2nd and 10 for either side, college or NFL, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm not going to make any more changes.
Timeout offense.
You're on your own.
First down. First down.
Brazil. Who's going to be hurt? He'll come back.
good.
Offense.
This is good.
And then red zone. 23 to nothing.
Timeout. Offense.
It's good.
Really, 10 turnovers in this game. Sloppy. Why was 6 over before? Why took these penalties? Hamilton 60 for 28, 165. And Michael James 146. Brandon Mariota 14 for 28. 100 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Yeah, 10 for the second. 16 nothing. A punt return by Harris made it 23. James and then Mariota. We're up 43 to nothing. They almost pitched their shutout. They almost. Only one red zone trip for Ohio. Oregon 4 red zone trips. They didn't get to the red zone after the third quarter. That was actually strange. 43-7. Barner and Weaver got around. Like, who the fuck cares? So that's that. Now we head to New Mexico. We'll go there next. Baylor and New Mexico will come up next. When can? Baylor leads by 26. Mexico starts at the 25. Dump Godfrey is her pivot. James Reagan, running back, Hyper, Chris Hernandez, Mike Williams, and Mahoga. Receivers, Brian Bell, Mike Cannon, Dylan McFarland, Carly Gibbons, and Bryce Marshall. Goal line, Baylor's D-line, Terrence Lloyd, Tracy Robinson, Elliott, and Gary Mason. Elliott Coffee up Mentos. And Mike Singletary, only because it's the legends. At linebacker, KJ Martin, Mike Hicks. Temple, Chance, Casey, I don't know much about this.
First down.
Flag on the play.
Flag.
Roughing the passer.
Error.
Defense.
That will.
First down. First down.
Heading hooks, Bubba Forrest. RJ Butler and Rashawn Mills are making hooks.
The extra point is good. Good. The extra point is good. It's good. Touchdown. Good. The kick is good.
Flag on the play.
Pass interference. Defense. First down. Timeout offense.
Flag on the play.
Pass interference. Defense. First down.
Flag on the play.
Pass interference. Defense.
And that
First down.
That was
First down.
Right, 179, Reese 121. Fifth and 20th and 38, 445 for three touchdowns. Baylor, New Mexico, yeah. So Baylor, New Mexico actually battled tooth and nail for the first half, and then Baylor came back. 6 touchdown trips for Baylor, 6 for New Mexico. Baylor produced. Arden Hill for Baylor. Who cares? So let's head to Nevada as they host Northern Illinois. Chandler Carnage. It'll be a pivot here, Wolf. Running back. Perez Ashford did Liebenfeld. Darren Mara and Liebenfeld. Sorry, receivers. Trevor Wilson, Joe Pavlik, Scott Beach. Looking to keep keepers at line. Nevada, they're doing like Ryan Colson, Zach Benrick, Brett Roy, and Dante Monk. Kevin Grimes, James Smith Johnson, Brandon Marshall, not that Brandon Marshall, linebacker. Isaiah Ferry, Marlon Johnson, Will Miller, Duke Williams, and defensive backs. Northern Illinois winning the MAC title in defensive range also. 9 yards.
First down. First down. First down.
Flag on the play.
False start. Offense. The extra point is good.
Richard Matthews, Brendan Green, really responded to the sex Jose Kuna, Chris Parker, John Woods, John Bender, and Trny. And I used got Nolan Baxter, Daniel Jefferson, Anthony Wells, Sean Colbert, Elon linebackers, Jordan Dolligal, Pat Schiller, and Carl Bass. These are Johnny Boston, Tom Gaines, Nevada, the team that actually shocked Boise State on Iowa week of the regular season. Pull off beat themselves.
First down. First down. First down. First down.
Wadley ran for 126 with 2 touchdowns. It was actually close for the first half, 21-21. Harnish 14 for 32 and 2 touchdowns. Harnish was on 100 yard receiving himself. Lewis had a kickoff return to tie the game for NIU. Harnish 75-yard run, 35-35. It was like close, but then the fourth quarter, look at this. 8 drives, got touchdowns, 1 fumble, 1 head play. 4 touchdowns, 1 return. Collins got 3 touchdowns passing and 3 rushing. And now we finish it off with Cincy versus Stanford. Stanford doing great. They are good. All-star quarterback had quit after so many injuries. F.M. Taylor and Mike Hewitt run the ball. Doug Baldwin, future Seahawk James Lofton, with legend Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz, yeah, for Philly. And Derek Hall, David Castro, Chase Bueller, and Phillips, and John Martin. Cincy's D-line, Elijah Sanders, Curtis Brooks, and Riley Graham. There are 4 linebackers, Aaron Beavers, Hubert, Joel DeBlanquin, T.Y. Fawcett, Albert Gardner, Brian Cook, Javon Hicks, and Kobe. Not Kobe, Brian. Kobe. Stanford, the 2010 team that got to the BCS, got to, I think, the Orange Bowl. They looked pretty good.
Flag on the play.
Flagrant face mask. Defense. First down.
Sherman, yes, that Richard Sherman. George come you, Patrick. John Howell, Michael Thomas, and John C. Federals and other teachers. Cincy is the team that actually went undefeated and got to the college football playoff for 14 playoff. Fourth place.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense. First down.
Flag on the play.
Pass interference. Defense. First down. First down. Timeout offense. Timeout offense.
So Oklahoma State crushes Western Kentucky's hopes. Baylor takes down New Mexico thanks to RG3. Stanford takes down Cincy's hopes. Nevada crushes Northern Illinois 91 points combined. Auburn versus Troy. Auburn survived only by 8. James Madison crushes Western Michigan. Oregon crushes Ohio. And South Carolina beats Kent State. Summary-wise, offensive player of the week, Colin Kaepernick. Well, he ran for 3 touchdowns. He passed for 3. 6 touchdowns all by himself. Robert Griffin III had the most passing, 445. Then Brandon Weed and Jordan McLeod had 378. Kaepernick, 334. 600-yard rushers, James Dwyer, Motley, Kaepernick, Taylor, and Ncaa, which is funny. Motley and Kaepernick were the same game. So we're at 11 receivers for James Madison. Josh Caddo of Oregon is your defensive player of the week, and the special teams player of the week is Cliff Harris of Oregon. See right there, 18 points by Randall and Kaepernick. What does the quarters run? Ooh. Well, the quarters say Oklahoma State and Nevada. James Madison goes to Oregon. Man, that's just like last year's thing. South Carolina, Auburn, and Stanford, Baylor. So, yeah. So, you got the main guys. Well, Nevada, yeah, Oregon, Auburn, and Baylor get home games. Oklahoma State wishes they had a home game, but Nevada gets it. So, yeah, South Carolina, Auburn, that's going to be one heck of a game, especially with the fact that it's an SEC battle. James Madison's the only school I added after 2011 to make it in. How many? Let's say, well, how many schools past 2011 maybe? Western Kentucky, Cincy, Kent, Western, James Madison, Troy. Six of them came from past 2011, and one of them won. So yeah, old time football. Am I right? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond at Duke.